Hello and welcome back to the Great White Builder. Today we are building the county of the Rockies in Revelstoke. And today's going to be a fun one because today we're going to expand our population. In the last episode we had to take out a loan, and I really don't like doing that. I would rather just have millions in the bank. I don't know about you, but that's just my personal preference. And in order to get that in this game, we are going to have to expand our city, get a lot more population, and that's going to be really fun because that is a really big part of it. In the last episode as well, we had a few problems with land value, and we're looking over here. If we go into our land value, it's not amazing. This is like it's okay. It's good over here. But I just want to make the land value really, really high. I feel like in realistic population, because you kind of forget that you need parks and, all these different services, you can kind of forget about land value. And I want it to be a focus. So we're going to build a little bit of a school complex, high school, an elementary school, some parking lots, which are really, really fun. And then we're also going to do like a little bit of an elder care and child care and that kind of stuff, cemeteries, and once we get up to the next level that allows that. So I'm super excited about this episode, and let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade this road to a collector, and the reason being is because eventually this road is going to connect up with this road, and I just want them to I just want it all to be good to go. So let's upgrade this right now. We're gonna take out a couple of businesses in the meantime, but that's okay. It's for the greater good, And then there's this little node here, so we're actually gonna go into node controller, or sorry, unified UI or whatever this is, and just take that node out, and then that fixes itself. And then we're gonna come over here, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to take out all of these homes, which really sucks. And sorry to these homeowners. But that's just the way that it is, Sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty. And then we're gonna pull this over to about here. So now this will fit right in the middle. There's plenty of path connections to walk about, and perfect. That way this square is just a park, which I kind of wanted anyway, but now it's kind of solidified, and I like that. I think it looks really good. Then we're gonna go over here. We're just gonna fix a lot of our zoning. This part a little bit easier, and then this should actually be a house because it's not on this collector. Yeah, and then just clean up a lot of this zoning. That way we can get the full size of the buildings for here. And again, we're not gonna zone up here just because we don't know what we're gonna do over there yet. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And we are gonna keep this grid. I don't love this road, so we're gonna get rid of it. And we're actually gonna get rid of this road as well. Not yet, obviously, but we will. And then let's come in and upgrade these roads. And then we're gonna cheese the game a little bit, and I do apologize, but that's the way that it is sometimes. We're gonna come in here, and we're gonna move this up here, and this is right. I know that this is right here, and that's okay. Can we move this? Perfect. I know this looks so ugly, but I don't want this. I don't want a landfill right here because we're going to be putting houses and commercial and really filling this area out. My grand kind of vision for this area is to have a nice train station right here, and I think eventually we'll turn this into a 2U 4-lane arterial, just to come across to hit the train station over here. That doesn't get unlocked. I mean, we don't even get transportation until 2,400 population. I think that trains is like 7,000 population, and we're obviously super far away from that, but that is, the plan for this area. So I know we are gonna get rid of this road. We're gonna leave it for now, just for garbage purposes, and then we're gonna come down. We're at I have anarchy on. We'll take that off. What is this button? Toggle road bending. Okay. 10 by 16, I believe. Yeah, okay. So we'll come down 10 and over 16. And we're just gonna build out the road network over here. So this is a 9. And then that's, So maybe we do that, actually. I do kind of like that. And then we'll come in with our freeform tool. So this block will be a little bit different, but that's okay. And then we can come out and like when we expand our grid out this way. Yeah, so this will just be an arterial and it'll cause the roadway hierarchy to be a little bit different in this area, but I think that's okay. Which means that this will be an 11 and now we're back to our 10s, which is nice. So then for over here, I want to do something a little bit different, I think. But actually not different. I think probably I want to do something that's a little bit the same. Actually, I just noticed that this is super ugly. So we're going to fix that. How should we fix that? How should we go about fixing that? Well, first things first, we're actually going to come over here. We're going to upgrade this road. Perfect. And then let's just do a regular bridge right there. Yeah, I think that looks nice. I don't love the little short one there. I think that looks kind of dumb, to be honest with you. But if we could start this, maybe we just do that. Maybe we, yeah, I think that's what we actually do. We're going to take this out. We're going to come over here. We're going to go here. And we're going to bring this over. Now that looks pretty bad, but that's okay. So then we'll come here. It, and then let's go into our unified UI or our, what is this? Our network multi-tool. We go into sloping and we see what our slopes are doing. It looks like it's coming down here, which is kind of odd. And then just click enter and now it's a 0. And now it looks perfect. Cool. Amazing. That one looks smaller. Am I tripping? It doesn't. Maybe I'm just tripping. That's okay. All right. So then along here, I think what I'm going to do, I think what I would like to do, honestly, is have a road that kind of wraps around this river, kind of like on the other side. It can be like a river drive kind of street, which sounds kind of nice. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're not going to zone along the river. I'd like to keep that, you know, public. And we're going to bring this here just because we don't know where this will end. And we actually could check right now. And let's just do that. Just so we know. What is this? 16, 10, bam. And then does this come over? So that's 15. So this will come down right about here. Yeah, so let's do that. And then we'll take this out just for now. We may come back and put that back in, but you know, just for now. And then let's level this out because I'm realizing that this is not super level. Oh, that's actually coming up. I don't love that. So let's go back. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, so let's actually close this down. It's this that's coming up. Weird. Why is it doing that? Set this. I think it's Control H this to that. I think I need to take this out, go into move it, Control H that. There we go. Okay, so now I can come in here, and now this is on the ground. Perfect. That's what you like to see. And now we can come in here. Make sure we're out of there and bring this all the way down, and that should be ground. Perfect. Amazing. So our residential demand is through the frickin' roof, and that is quite nice. Will this fit? It will not. So, and now we can actually take this and fix that up. So we are going to do that in just a moment. It means that we can do this. And again, these water pipes don't look amazing. And I do apologize for that. Maybe one day we'll fix them. So now let's come up here. Bring this down, and then we can take these water pipes out. Because they were horrible. Now let's start to lay down some plans. And I think what we'll do firstly is take out this road. come up here, set this as a 90, come down here. Now that does not look incredible, but maybe if I just bring this up, actually, that doesn't look that bad. I actually kind of like that. So we'll come in here, and like I said before, we want to kind of focus on schools, school districts, and that kind of thing early, and parks and everything, because we kind of forgot a lot of that over here, and there's not a lot of parks here. So that's going to be our main focus right off the bat. We're looking at schools. We have one elementary school. We do not have a high school. So we're going to take out a loan, which I don't love doing, but we will pay it back eventually. I'm going to plop a high school down. Where do we want this high school? I think we want it right here. And we are actually going to move that high school, so don't worry. And then around this, we're going to put some housing right here. And we're going to hope that, oh, it jumps already. Perfect. Okay. So now let's take this high school and we're going to move it to about here because we're going to build a nice little parking lot in here. And I don't think it needs to be 3. That seems a little excessive, but I think 2 will work out nicely. And we're going to bring that in right here. And then we're going to take this high school and we're going to move it in right here. And before I forget, I want to take out these parking spaces. We don't need them because we're going to add some over. And let's just look. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that view too. Like, it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-story high school. It's a little excessive, but the view is beautiful. And now we're going to come in here. Yeah, I was also trying to figure out the snapping, and I haven't been able to. So if you have an idea, you know how the snapping works for these parking lots, if I'm using the wrong one or whatever, let me know. Or if it's like a button that you're supposed to click. You know, don't be afraid to let me know in the comments. Because again, I don't know. It's kind of embarrassing. So these actually come here. Sure these are as perfect as possible as well. So actually maybe I'll come over here and I'll check them right there. Oh, they are amazing. You know, just a little bit of accessibility. And then we'll come in here and we'll add 2 more of these. Cool. And then we'll come over here. We'll add one of these on both sides. Why is this the hardest thing I've ever done on my Oh my god, I've spent so much time on this. Okay. And it's not even perfect. And you know what, we're gonna leave this. We're gonna leave it like that, okay? Because I'm good. I'm done. Oh, we need this too. Oh my. Perfect, our parking lot is done. Why are there cars parked here? We're gonna not go crazy and pretend that doesn't exist. And so this parking lot, I know that these are quite large, these areas to get into the parking lot, but I don't really mind them, to be honest. I went to a high school that had something similar to this, so to me, this looks semi-normal. If it's something that's like really bothering you, let me know and you know, we'll try to change it up. But I honestly, like, for me, it feels pretty normal to be frank. And we are gonna set up a basketball court on the other side because it won't fit in here. We'll put that right. Maybe we'll put 2. Yeah, we'll put 2, and then let's add a few more parking spots right here. And these are just the vanilla ones that come with the game, which is honestly quite nice. Where are we? What are we doing? Why is this doing weird stuff? Oh, and I lost a street. Can I? There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's take this out. Let's go into our parks. So a little bit overboard with parking, maybe. I know. Being from Canada, you know, and I assume the States as well, lots of parking. Everyone drives in these towns. I drove as a 16-year-old. You know, people just do that. That's the way it is. And I think these will add a nice little community benefit to the area. And we are going to landscape around. Like I said before, landscaping is not my absolute favorite thing to do in the game. But it makes it look so much nicer. So we're going to do it anyway. And we're going to look for our dreaded maple trees that I said did not exist. Our sugar maples that I said did not exist. That actually do exist. So as a tribute to all the sugar maples that we got rid of, we're going to put a bunch out. We're not going to fence in this area, but we are going to, you know, put some trees down as like a blocker. I think that would most likely happen. Here, and I want to see, do we have any like, I want like benches and shit. Oh, we do have some. Yeah, so this, you know, out here, this could be a spot where people go and have lunch. In my high school, we had something like this. And it was awesome, to be honest with you. It was great. Put a few trash cans around. That would probably happen too. I have never put this much work into a high school before. And I think that looks really nice. These garbages are very close, but now they're not. You can't even see them. And then really quickly, let's also do this as well. Amazing. Just put some pine trees down there. I really like the way that looks. And actually, truthfully, what we are going to do is we're going to add a path back here. Turn off everything. Amazing. Anarchy is on. And we're just going to put a path right along here. And then we'll take out these two trees. And that way, you know, you can walk around here. This is like a really nice like park area. I think this looks beautiful, to be honest with you. I would love to go to school here. Especially because it's a game. And I imagine that they wouldn't have geography and all the subjects that I dislike. Okay, so now we have a high school. We're also going to add a elementary school. We're going to add a bunch of other stuff, but we need to up our population. So we do have a bit of money now. I'm not going to pay back the loan just quite yet because we need to zone. Make sure our water pipes are under the roads. And we're going to add a little dog park. Where are the dog parks? Plaza with picnic tables. Dog park. Here we go. Dog park. Just right here. And then we're going to come over. We're going to build this botanical garden. We're going to have one more park. This is a playground. So we're actually going to come over here and we're going to take this vanilla park. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to add our own little park in here. Right across from this botanical garden. So let's zone. Let's start zoning. We're going to leave this here. And then we're going to zone along. We're not going to zone there, but we are going to zone here. And while this is coming out, we're going to build a tiny little park right in here. Perfect. There we go. Park is complete. There's something a little bit more fun than the generic kind of vanilla park. You know, not that, you know, these are great. I think they look really cool. And actually, while we're talking about this park, I'm going to change some of the trees. I do think that they are nice. You know, there's nothing inherently wrong with them. But, you know, a little bit of variety is always good. And actually, truthfully, I love the mixture of sugar maples, my arch nemesis, and these generic pines. I think that that looks really, really nice. And somewhere along here too, we're gonna have a much larger one of the, even just like the vanilla park. Eventually, we're gonna have like a giant city park, and I am excited about that. But for now, no, we're gonna get rid of those buildings. We don't need them. Along this road, we are gonna keep it to commercial. I haven't done that yet because we have almost zero demand. But that is something that is in the cards. So really quickly, we're gonna look. We're trying to get to Boomtown, okay? And the reason for that is Boomtown has the child care center, the elder care center, the post office, the small warehouse, and the cemetery. Now, mainly I want the warehouse for over here, the Thornton Forest area place thing. Which we're gonna have to take a look at, to be honest with you. We need much more people. Oh, actually, we don't need to take a look at it. We're chilling. I wanna switch these two warehouse yards for small warehouses. We don't need to do that just quite yet, but I would like to. And then I do want to set up a little bit of a child care, elder care, another elementary school, and a cemetery kind of over in this area. Eventually, like I said in the previous episode, we are going to take this landfill site and we're going to build a public works area over here. I am excited about that as well. For now, we're not going to, just because it doesn't make financial sense to do that. We'd have to build a whole new interchange and then bring these roads over, and we just don't have to do that right now. But it is something that I am looking forward to. So now we have a tiny bit of commercial demand. And we're going to overzone it. And actually, really quickly, before I forget, we are going to add a path right here. Perfect. Now we can zone that commercial. Amazing. So now we have our high school, and actually let's do our elementary school over here really quickly. And we may move these things around, but just for now, we're gonna put this elementary school right here, and we're gonna zone up here. And we'll create, we'll create these areas for this this little, elder care, child care, zone that we're gonna do over here. We'll leave this open for that, but I want to get this elementary school in here just because it's gonna raise these land values over here, right? Like it's pretty good over here. It's pretty good right by the river. And I want higher land value because then obviously, it's going to level up. That means more taxes, and everyone loves taxes, right? I know I love paying taxes. We're going to turn this up, go a little bit faster. We don't want to rip through them, but we do need it to go a little bit faster. Just continuing our grid pattern. I'm noticing that this is doing weird stuff, and if I go 10 and I go over, yeah, see, now it seems to be okay. Maybe there's something over here that I accidentally played with. Maybe we're on a hill now too. It does not look like we're on a hill. Who knows? This next one's fine. Yeah, so maybe it was just, on a hill or something. Not a huge deal. Now we're gonna make sure that we have water pipes up here. Now's the time when we can start to fill up some of these. Or sorry, not fill up, fix them. Like we don't need those here. We actually don't need those here. And let's bring the water pipes over here. We can get rid of a lot of, you know, these excess pipes that really are not needed, you know. We'll keep this one. Let's see what happens if we take it out. Oh my god, we don't even need it. But actually, we will need to come up here and just to loop it, because apparently that's realistic. I don't know why, but we'll keep it. And now you can't even see it. Perfect. All right, so now what we can do is, as we're waiting, we can start to fill in these areas. And we are going to have, actually, let's do it over here, I think. Yeah, a little bit farther away from everything. We're actually going to relocate this school over here. It doesn't have any electricity, but that's okay. Now it's jumping. Now we should be good to go. And we're gonna let this run fill out for just a moment and see what happens. Check it. Keep moving this around, but I'm actually going to move this back over here, and there's a reason for that, and that's because this area over here is polluted because I moved this landfill. And while that's doing that, we're going to come over here. We're going to go into our node controller, and we're going to fix up this intersection here. That's it. That's all we're going to do to it. We're not going to do anything over here because we are going to change this around very shortly, and yeah, we just don't need to do that just quite yet. This is starting to fill in quite nicely. I like that. We are going to add a little bit more. We are going to, before we do that, we're going to add a real quick dog park right in the corner here, and then we're going to finish our zoning over here. Perfect. And we're gonna leave these areas because the dump is right here. I don't really want to deal with that currently, but that's okay because we don't have to. So while this is going out, actually, I'm going to let this sit until we hit our new population goal. And there we go, Boomtown, finally. So like I said before, now we have a few really fun buildings. We have the child care center, we have the elder care, we have the cemetery, and we have this small warehouse and the post office, which is amazing. So let's put this back up and let's come over here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna move these buildings, and the reason for that is I don't want to get rid of the materials that are in here. I don't just want to delete them and then I don't know what happens to the materials. If you do know what happens, let me know, and you know, we don't have to do what I just did, but for the time being, this is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna set this to balanced paper and plain timber, and then we're gonna empty these. Perfect, cool. So while these are being emptied, then they're probably stocking them right here, which is, obviously not amazing, but it is what it is. Now this is empty, so now we can get rid of this guy. And once this is empty, we can get rid of that. Perfect, awesome. So now we have our small warehouses here. It'll make it just a little bit better. And we're running out of water. Ooh, and we reached level 3, how fantastic. Perfect. So let's go to our budget and turn up our water. Perfect. And let's see where we're sitting now. Now we are Gucci. We're good to go. Our capacity is 120. That's a lot. We have a lot of water. We haven't even touched our electricity yet. I realized the reason why this is down is because of our budget. So I'm not worried at all about how much energy this is producing. We are chilling. It is all good. I'm really excited to build a little town over here, though, eventually. We won't get to that right now, but that is exciting. Also, I'm very excited to see this area kind of fill out. And we have death. Oh, my God. So we need to get our cemeteries moving, ladies and gentlemen. So let's slow this right down. Let's pause it for half a second and look at our area. Now, I said we were going to turn this area And yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna turn these areas into our cemetery, child center, and that whole thing. I did bring, unfortunately, I brought the houses up a little bit farther than I wanted to. It's a little too close. I don't want to put our cemetery right beside a landfill. I feel like that's pretty bad taste. So we're gonna move our landfill a third and final time, or a second, actually. So we're gonna take these out because I realize that this is now pointless. We don't actually need that anymore. We are going to put this road down here, and then we're gonna move that over here. Perfect. And we should be good to go now. So let's just place these super fast, and we're gonna move all these around in a second, but I just don't want people to die because these aren't placed. All right, so let's have a little bit of a think about what we're gonna do over here. Truthfully, what we may do is bring this over. Okay, amazing. Yeah, so what we're gonna do over here is we're gonna take this road out for now. We're gonna move our cemetery right about here. We're gonna take our elder care and we're gonna put it here. Okay, awesome. Yeah, okay, cool. I like the way that this is looking so far. We're gonna bring a road or a parking lot road down here. We're going to flip this on that parking lot road. We're going to flip this the same way. Amazing. Put it right there. We're gonna bring this child center right about here, and then we're going to bring our parking lot over down here. Amazing. We're gonna bring it out just a bit. Perfect, cool. So let's come into node controller and let's bring this out just a little bit. So we'll do that. Go back into node controller. I'll pop this square again. And let's come in to move it real quickly and just try to finagle this just a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. Cool. So I don't hate this. I think it looks quite nice. And I know these are giant parking lots, but this is because this whole area is kind of gonna be this, you know? And then let's see if we can we fit in like a little bouncy castle back here? Let's just put it in and see what it looks like. Okay, so now let's move it to about here. Perfect. Let's go into Bob real quick and then take out these trees, and we're gonna add our own trees in after. And just so this looks a little bit more realistic, we're actually gonna take out these bushes as well. Perfect. So now this looks like, you know, it makes a little bit more sense in this area. I wonder if we can actually move it this way, and we can. Wow, look at how weird that looks. But it looks like it's right into the school, which is really cool. I'm going to put it right there. Perfect. And now this bouncy castle looks like it's part of the school, which looks really cool in my opinion. And let's put our parking in. Let's get this done. So first thing, we got to do our accessible parking. And we're going to do that right over here. Firstly, we're gonna see if this lines up perfectly, and it does. Amazing. So let's start putting that in. And it's an old age home, so you got to imagine that there needs to be a lot of accessible parking. Fortunately, not yeah, you know. And we'll add in some more over here, and this one we'll put in a little bit less. And actually, this looks real bad, so we're gonna bring this down and make it equal, which means that we got to move everything we just did over here, which sucks, but it is the way that it is. Okay, perfect. And let's start from this side, actually. Cool. Now it doesn't look perfect over here, but that's okay. And let's do this other side. And again, this other side doesn't have to be quite as perfect. Or sorry, we don't need quite as many of these accessible parking spots, but we'll add them in anyway. Now on this side as well. Actually, we don't need to do that. So now we have tons of accessible parking. And now we can start to add in these bigger people, these bigger guys right here. I think that looks pretty good. Bring that in right here. Perfect. We'll put one in right here. And now we'll put one in right there. And one right there. Perfect. And then we can bring one right in here. Amazing. And we're gonna miss a parking spot there, so you'll have to forgive me. Whew. But there we go. There we have our parking lot all finished. And I really like the way that this looks. I'm gonna add some more trees around here. And we're gonna do our favorite ones, the sugar maples. Some separation between the school and the old age home. Perfect. And then we're gonna come over here and move this into the middle. Perfect. And now we're gonna go over to our pines. Perfect. And actually not perfect. I want these to look really nice, you know? I think they have the opportunity to, because of all the fertilizer that'd be in the ground. Perfect. It looks very uniform, but I do like the way that this looks. And we have some cars that are parking here. Amazing. And I think that this looks really nice, this little area over here. Yeah, I really like the way that this turned out, to be honest with you. I think it looks realistic, to be honest. Like I feel like I'm not, in the past at least, haven't been amazing with making things look as realistic as possible. And I think that this looks really, really cool. Would these buildings be beside each other in real life? I think these two would. And then this old age home, maybe not, to be honest with you. The old age home right across from the cemetery, a little grim, a little bit dark, but I think it looks really nice. I don't know. And you zoom out and you look at these, like it looks more realistic than anything that I've ever built. Maybe not for you guys. And I'm proud of it, honestly. So we're gonna finish out these. We're gonna check our water pipes, see if they're in the ground, and they are. Amazing. So we are seeing a little bit of a commercial demand come up. So we're gonna add in a few buildings for commercial here, and then we're gonna zone the rest residential. And again, keep this buffer away from this landfill just for now. And you know, eventually we'll get rid of that, but I like the way that that looks for now. And then really quickly, we're gonna move this over to the middle, and we're gonna add some trees along here. And I think we're gonna do something very similar to what we did at our old age home. And I think these pathways, the addition of these pathways would be super, super cool. Maybe not at night, obviously, but during the day, I like this, you know, the trees along there. I think that that looks really nice, and, you know, a little bit of symmetry in our botanical garden and the cemetery that's over here. I think that that would be, I think people would really like that. I mean, I would like that if I lived there, to be completely honest with you. Amazing. So we've added a bunch of new residential properties, and I really like the way that looks. Let's finish out this grid over here really quickly. I literally can't see anything, and it's super frustrating. I'm gonna do that. There we go. And we're gonna keep a little bit of a buffer around over here just because eventually we're gonna be changing out all of these roads, and I don't wanna get in the way of myself in the future. And now that we are seeing a little bit of a commercial demand, we're gonna come back over here, make sure that our commercial makes sense. It does. And we're gonna start adding it along these roads right here. Right over here first, actually, we'll take that out. And again, I don't think we're gonna need to change around too much over here in the future. If we do and we have to take out some of these houses and these roads, you know, so be it. I don't want to do that, but, you know, it's for the good of the game, then maybe you have to, you know what I'm saying? And let's bring this up to about there. We're just gonna keep it on this one side. I think eventually we're gonna turn this little area into a park, but for the time being, we'll leave it like that. And one more thing that I wanna do before we go, I think we've made a lot of progress today. Our population is over doubled, is I wanna come over here and I wanna zone along this road. And then we don't have the sound barrier highways yet, unfortunately. I think we get those at like 4,600 population. But I still want to add these houses along here, and then we're just going to fill it with trees along the edge. So let's go into our power, and let's see. Okay, so we'll zone up to here first. So let's bring that down, and when these start coming up, then we will take out these power lines. And that was the house that I was looking for. So let's come into here, and let's take out these power lines. That is still going. Amazing. And let's zone to about here. And then we'll come into our landscaping, and we will we'll come into here. And honestly, I'm just gonna line this up with trees. And this may not look super realistic, but you know, to get rid of the sound for these houses, I think it's gonna be important. I actually realized we may have anarchy on for our roads. Yeah, we do. So some of these trees would definitely not exist. Let's get out of our water. Let's go back, cut these off. Awesome. So we'll go back into our trees and we'll just continue to do this. And now it won't go too close to the highway, which is perfect. And this is really just to create a sound barrier. These would not be the most popular homes, but I do think that they would happen in real life. So that's why we're doing them in the game. And then we'll come across here as well, and we'll put a bunch of trees along here. Perfect. Perfect. And I know that is a lot of trees. It's like a little mini forest in the back of here, but now you don't see the highway. And you know, I would rather look at trees than cars go by, to be honest with you. So let's look at our sound real quick. And these trees are blocking most of it, honestly. Like if you see how far the sound goes over here, it goes to about this rock right here. It barely touches the tree or the houses. So I think that that's great. So now we are seeing a medium demand for industry, a medium demand for commercial, and a medium demand for residential. So this is awesome because now we can, in the next episode, we can really focus on making this forestry industry a little bit bigger, maybe getting to level 4. We only need 150 workers, which is awesome. That's super doable. And, you know, maybe like fixing this highway right here because we might want to branch out and, you know, I'm really excited. We added a crazy amount of population really quickly. Let's look. When can we get our train station? 9,500. Okay, so we have quite a bit more. Before we cross this railroad, I think we'll come down here and we'll build a bunch down here. So far, the city is looking pretty good, though. I really like that. I really like these areas over here. And guys, I think that's going to be the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Let's pay back this loan. We got 69K in the bank. We built these awesome new schools. Let's look at land values really quickly. They are really good. So we set ourselves up for success by building these areas right here. You know, these land values were, if you saw before, it was 19 cents or dollar, whatever the fuck this thing is. 19, now it's 25. That's awesome. And you know, a lot of these parks it's because of that. It's because of that our land values are high. I think that is awesome. Let's get rid of that. This drugstore's gone. See you later, drugstore. We are going to come in here and we're going to drop these ticket prices because you don't need a ticket to go through this nice little park. And guys, that is going to be the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched it, please like the video. That would just mean the world to me. It helps the algorithm pick it up. It helps me, my heart, you know, feel good that somebody watched and liked it. But that is going to be everything, guys. Again, like the video, subscribe, and comment down below if you liked. And peace out.